Hey, great Sunday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville. Was a beautiful day. Again, the weather is holding steady for us all. As we'll see what happens this week. This is the last week of uh, of life for a lot of individuals who have opted to run for political office. After this week, we initiate early voting in Cameron County. Well, actually, throughout the state of Texas, we will have early voting starting on October the 13th, which is Tuesday. Uh, we won't have early voting on Monday. Monday is Columbus Day, October the 12th. So it's going to get interesting before too long. Good evening, Leah. Good evening, Delia. Buenas noches. Buenas noches, Jessica. God bless. Christina, good evening. And Kat, good evening. Good to see you. Joe, my man. So, evening, Pedro. Buenas noches. Um, Want to thank everyone. Good evening, Rolando, Rolando Carlos, hello, everyone else. Where is Penis Gang on tonight? Patty, Lucy. So las que nos faltan, ahorita llegan, no tardan. Let me say that yesterday, Carlos, we had an amazing event. It was a voter registration drive. And, as of right now, we registered 36 people.
Awesome.
36 individuals. And that surpassed the amount of individuals that were registered last weekend. Last weekend, I think it was 27.
Yeah.
27. So we actually almost upped it by 10. I have one person that's checking on their status to see if they're actually registered and set to vote. If not, we will have 37, which should be 10 from last time. So that is great news. Good evening, Marco. Buenas noches. Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Enrique, buenas. Luis, buenos nachos. Jose, buenas noches. Claudia, good evening, guys. Dark Shadow, finally home! Dark Shadow, come pick up some more cookies. My birthday is October 13th. Whoa, what a way to celebrate. Good evening, Victorio. Buenas noches. Chris, good evening. Thank you, Carlos, for your poster. Woo! Hi, Frank. Good evening, my man. God bless. Good evening, gentlemen. And scary week coming up with more students going onto campus. Yes, and we'll discuss that. How can a person find out if they're registered to vote? Steve, let me send you the link so that you can check. It's very simple. All you do is check the link, and then you'll find out. All you have to enter is your driver's license number. Oh, that's why. I was going like, why is it that I'm not looking at myself? Because I'm looking down at the computer. Rookie! Steve, let me find you. Let me send you that. Steve Rodriguez. There you are, Steve. I sent it to your inbox. Check it out. And if you aren't registered to vote, please let us know and we'll get you to vote. Tomorrow is the last day to register to vote in the November 3rd election. Good evening, Jeremiah. I'm here. Hope you're doing well. Yes, and sorry to hear about your brother. And I hope you get to feeling better, Jeremiah. Keep me posted. Good evening, Guadalupe. My birthday. Michelle, stop by and let's celebrate. Congratulations. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Michelle. Happy birthday to you. Texas will be a Democrat state if not for the governor suppressing the votes. It's going to be interesting. We'll talk about a little bit of censorship. 10-4, send it to you. It's in your inbox. And Virginia, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Saludos a todos. God bless you all. You got my votes. Thank you, Leonel. God bless you. We need your votes and your family's votes. Erasmo, why don't you put the website to check to see if you are registered to vote on the screen where you have Amigos Health? Oh, yeah, I can actually do that. Good evening, Carlos. How you doing tonight?
Doing well. Happy to be on.
Frankie, how you doing tonight?
Good evening, guys. Good evening, world. Happy Sunday. Doing pretty good. Had a great weekend. Busy as usual, but very productive overall. So hoping to cap it off with a great show tonight, guys. So thank you so much thank you everybody for being here tonight with us.
I'm going to. I think I have issues. I'm going to send it to Frankie so that Frankie can share it. I think the issue is that if I create a banner, it's going to be very, very hard. All you have to do is Google search, "Am I registered to vote Texas?" That's all you have to do. That is the website right there. But again, all you have to do, guys, is go Google search, "Am I registered Texas?" and go into the SOS site, Secretary of State site, and they'll give you information. Let me know, Steve. Thank you so much for checking up on that. I mean, guys, it's going to be an important election all the way around. Let me see where we at. A mí también mándamelo. Oh, Jessica, guys, I'll change this to Jessica too. Sorry, guys. How was the weekend? How was the drive? The voter registration drive yesterday for us.
It was awesome. It was awesome. There was a lot of people. There's a huge line of people that wanted to get registered to vote, which is phenomenal.
It was. I enjoyed. I actually got to do a lot of the groundwork. I guess because I was the only one that could actually register individuals to vote. So I was going back and forth, and again, very, very amazed at the turnout. One of the things I think that Frankie talked with the individual who had come from the Cameron County Elections Department last weekend, and was amazed that we had 27 individuals registered to vote. This time around, we had 36 individuals that we've registered to vote. So it's a great, great thing. Everyone should do their civic duty. And again, one of the things that I make mention is that it's not only that individual that's going to go out and vote. I'm going to guarantee you that those individuals that went out to register to vote for this November 3rd election are going to talk to their friends, their family, and let them know that they need to come out and vote. So that's why it's very, very important. There is a talk about having an event this coming weekend or on Monday. We appreciate the groups that are out there wanting to encourage individuals that are, wanting individuals to sign up in case they need rides to the polls. Taking information in regards to individuals that would want to volunteer. So we're going to give that opportunity. Also, guys, anyone that is already planning to volunteer, has been volunteering in the campaigns, please come out next weekend. We'll post some more information on soon, but come out so that we can do a start of election season or election week celebration. We might have, we don't know, we might have mini tacos. We might have raspawines. Don't know. I hear que están en moda. Carlos, ¿no crees?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna drink some Hoya.
And one of the things that I did want to talk about before we go into all the other stuff that's important, we do want to talk about the BISD board agenda and what came off of it and what is on it right now. But before that, guys, we hit a milestone. We surpassed 1,000 deaths in Cameron County that they have reported. As of this Friday, they did report 1,023 deaths in Cameron County. 1,023 deaths in Cameron County. And I'm going to say, guys, that as of right now, I'm going to guesstimate that their numbers are still messed up. Because even the numbers on Friday were a lot of the compiled numbers that they brought forward, a lot of individuals that hadn't been reported. So they reported 70 individuals on Friday. So again, the numbers aren't there. Again, now, based on the numbers that we have now, Frankie, do you still think this district is going to make the same call in regards to a lot of the decisions that they're making?
I lost hope in BISD with this administration. Ever since the get-go, we're going to go back. We're going to go back. We've had our governor state not too long ago that we are a hotspot. We are over 1,000 cases. As we know right now, BISD has 11 employees who have died. One special education student from Porter has passed away. I lost faith in our district. It's sad to say. You would think with everything going on at the national level, here in Texas, but more importantly here in Cameron County, Brownsville, Texas, we would be a little bit more cautious regarding going back to school. Last week we got word that our teachers are being threatened with having to report back into the classrooms based on the students not passing their classes, or a majority of students not passing their classes. It's unfortunate that we're going through this. This is something unprecedented. I probably said that wrong. We've never gone through this ever in our lifetime, and we're still putting that burden on the teachers, on our employees. Instead of being empathetic, instead of trying to understand and trying to find the best solution possible to make sure that our employees and our community is safe from this virus, we're doing the total opposite, guys. So I've lost total faith. This current board, these people running for office, they haven't publicly stated anything about safety. We, on the other hand, have been advocating since back in March. No school until we know when it's safe. We've been real big advocates of having doctors on the task force to give us a recommendation as to what is a proper protocol or suggestions as to how we should proceed with this matter. So it's unfortunate that we don't have this leadership currently on the board or our opponents. So it's only telling that our community is sick and tired of not being treated with respect. Our teachers, our employees, they are second-class citizens to this district. It has been apparent. So I'm looking forward to election. I'm very confident that the community, together with us, will want to bring a change, and that change is that nobody is to be on campus until we know when it is safe to return.
All right, Carlos, what is your take on the Cameron County numbers?
I mean, when is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? It's not going to stop if they continue doing the same things over and over and over. And talking about and talking about the school district, Erasmo and Frankie, they want to continue doing the same thing. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going to come out on the agenda, and I'll give you my thoughts because of why they're doing that. But but it is what it is. If they continue doing the same thing over and over, they're not gonna get a different result. They're gonna have more deaths. They're gonna continue getting our BIZ staff, and then if they continue to force these kids back onto the school, the kids are gonna catch it, and it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna slow down. I think the reason that the numbers are going down, or what they say they're going down, is because there's less testing involved now. They don't have those drive-through testings like they did before. So yeah, your numbers are going to go down, but the hospitals are still getting slammed. And people don't want to go to the hospital because they don't want to contract this virus and not come out of it, like it's been happening.
100%. I'll answer the question. Erasmo, how much did you pay for the marquee by the mall that lights up? $4,240. It's for an entire month.
Really nice.
It's beautiful. Let me tell you, ando como loco dando puro así round and round and round ahí la Price Road 802, Price Road 802.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna burn the battery on the scooter, dude, like that.
I don't know who someone called me and said like, hey, that's okay. We saw the sign. Like, no, man, I'm going round and round right now. Like, hey, man, I'm going to get my money's worth. I saw the Carlos sign in front of Stelero.
Silvia gacha. Silvia's always been like that.
I'm going to guess that Sylvia and Carlos are no longer friends.
I didn't get the memo, Erasmo.
Besides more students coming on campus, more sports start Monday. Yes. See, that is one of my big concerns. Look, I'm concerned about everything. First of all, in some of the schools, they're going to send in the failing students back onto campus. It's a mistake, guys. As is the individuals that are already going onto campus, it's a mistake. Big mistake. Now they're bringing in sports as well. Sports actually start October the 5th. They've already started to practice. They're adamant, guys, in bringing the students onto the sports to the turf out there in the stadiums, bringing them out to play. Guys, professional teams have either contracted coronavirus or have proven that they are unable to keep their players safe. What in their right mind does Rene Gutierrez, his Edinburgh buddies, and this corrupt board majority, what is going through their heads in thinking that we can keep our students safe? It is impossible. It's not going to happen. I mean, and I'm sorry. I mean, now we're coming into a flu season. We're coming into a trend where a lot of the different schools that had opened up in Spain, throughout the United States, even here in the state of Texas, are now producing positives and are producing deaths. Guys, there was an athlete, I think it was a college student, a 19-year-old, healthy, no underlying conditions, who recently passed away. If not this weekend, Frankie, you do the sports thing. You should have heard about this student, no? I mean,
Yes, a healthy young man, and he did succumb to the virus on CNN. I'm sorry, on Fox News. I'll let you go back on Fox News very quickly. New York City closed down nine schools in 9 zip codes because of the recent new positive cases that have been occurring. So again, New York, which was one of the worst states in our country, is starting to see a resurgence of positive cases. So if we know that it's coming, we should be a little bit more cautious at Erasmo, Carlos, in regards to going back, starting sports. We did have Kevin Garcia, senior quarterback for the Porter Cowboys, on this morning. It's his senior year. Again, we understand how it means a lot to every senior, especially more for the memories and to live out that last year of being a high schooler. But it's not the right time, not for sports, and not to be back on campus.
Well, on that same note, and I'm not going to say piggyback because Erasmo's eating, he might choke. But but to say that, Erasmo, wasn't there a meeting held with the middle school principals just recently, and then they asked them what was their suggestions on bringing back these kids or making it safe, and so these middle school principals gave their opinion, and they were shut down. They said no. I think they were talking about sports. I guess sports that don't involve a lot of contact, your tennis, maybe your baseball. But the suggestion was without fans. And the superintendent and her 2 militant deputies told them no. And so why would you ask someone for their advice and then not take it? These people are not chopped liver, Rene Gutierrez. They are not chopped liver. Okay, just so you know that they are professionals and they're trying to do what they were asked, and now you shut them down. So they're not important. Why would you ask them then? And I was, well, why would they ask them if they're not going to listen to them? This
well,
is rampant. He's doing this throughout the whole school district.
well, let me tell you, guys. Since this first started, guys, one of the things that we've been screaming on here is saying, guys, bring in the professionals.
Yep.
And by bringing the professionals, we were screaming in, bring in the doctors, bring in the nurses, and let them give you their opinion in regards to bringing people onto campuses. I'm not talking about students. I'm talking about anyone. Bring anyone onto campuses. Please, please. We were literally begging, guys, begging. And one of the things that we've learned, in having these shows is that a lot of the individuals that are on the front line, guys, a lot of our doctors. Are you okay, Frankie? Yeah. A lot of our doctors, a lot of our nurses, they are accessible, guys. I mean, we've had nurses from New York City. They were from Brownsville. They're working in New York City. We have had her nurses that came in from New York City that shared information with us. We've had doctors on. Is everyone okay? We've had doctors, neurologists. We've had NPs. We've had every PAs. We've had everyone on here, guys, letting us know their concerns in regards to our community, the safety of our community. And I'm not talking about BSD. And then also share their concerns about students going back onto campus. These are the individuals that are in the ICUs and in the emergency rooms that are fighting to keep our people alive, to keep our people safe. They refuse to bring them onto the board meetings in order to share information of what was going on. Goodness gracious, they didn't even invite Ms. Bones to come on. Not their own health director out there to share with them what information was on. That is in regards to the health, to the Rona, guys. Now, when we were out there saying, guys, end the last 6 weeks. Y'all know, y'all been listening. End the last 6 weeks. Start preparing for distant learning for the fall. Been saying it for months. They refuse. We were screaming all summer, bring in the professionals, bring in the teachers, bring in the counselors, bring in the paraprofessionals, bring in the everyone, and let them tell you what they need in order to start this fall semester. They were boots to the ground, guys. They were out there with our students. They were working. They were out there struggling with distance learning the last 6 weeks of last year. Not one single individual was brought in except a butt kisser, a yes person. So, of course, there was going to be no plan. Of course, they weren't going to prepare. Now, in order to paint everything okay, they asked the principals, hey, what do y'all think about sports? Is it okay that us to have them? And they said, no, let's move them till the week. Let's have is everyone okay? Let's have no spectators. They gave their suggestions. These are the professionals, our principals. These are our people that are our professionals that are boots to the ground. They know the professors, they know their coaches, they know their students. And despite the fact that the majority of them out there said, no, the superintendent and his Edinburgh buddy said, screw you. Yes.
That's right. Chopped liver, I think, is what he referred to them. Right? Oh, they're not chopped livers.
So my question moving forward is, what's going to happen if and when there's an outbreak? Speaking on sports, that's who doesn't love sports? The Tennessee Titans, an NFL football team, a multi-million-dollar franchise team who has doctors from all over the world, have all these resources. They had an outbreak of 8 to 10 players that came out positive. If they cannot assure that their own team will not be susceptible to this virus, what can we guarantee us down here in Brownsville, Texas? So what's going to happen? It's unfortunate, but I think that this is going to be a black eye on the district if and when this happens, which I surely hope that we don't come to this. But what's going to happen? We are going to be putting our community at risk even more. We previously talked about how Cameron County has over 1,000 cases. And guys, down here, we're not the healthiest bunch of people. A lot of us suffer from diabetes. We have other underlying health conditions that we are dealing with. And then you add on COVID, and it's just a bad combination. So again, it's not necessarily just what happens at BISD, but from our cases, we grew up with our grandparents, we grew up with our aunts and uncles. Same thing with BISD. The grandparents are the ones that pick up the kids from school. So we're going to be transmitting these cases throughout the community and putting a lot more people at risk. But that is the decision that the district has made. Let's hope and pray that this does not turn from bad to worse.
Guys, look, there's no greater evidence, guys. There's no greater evidence than the president of the United States and the first lady have contracted coronavirus. The most powerful man in the world. The most powerful man in the world, like him or not, he is the most powerful man in the world, has contracted coronavirus.
Yep.
What makes Gutierrez and his Edinburgh buddies and Minerva Peña, Little Eddie, and Flip-Flopping Philip, what makes them think? What makes them think that they are going to be able to protect our students, our staff, when the president of the United States can't even protect himself? Guys, it's coming. And all states, Lupita is right. All states are seeing a case on the rise. All of them. And yeah, it's to the point where it just doesn't make any sense. Stop the madness. What do they want? Do they want to kill a quarter of our community out there? Do they want a quarter of our community to suffer from coronavirus? Is that what they want? What is it? All because they want the ADA? All they're concerned about is the money? Guys, if we start losing our health, if our hospitals start going to crap, the money ain't going to do a damn thing for this community. Nothing. Nothing. And think about that, guys. And you know what? It's very frustrating to then see people, well, it's only going to be a small percentage of the people that are going to die. Do you want to be in that small percentage? Do you want your children to die? Because they could. Your kids could be in that 1%, 2%, 3%. I don't know what percent. I'm horrible at math. I don't know what 1,000 is out of 500,000 population of Cameron County. Is that 1% or 5%? 1,000? What percent?
1% of 1,000 is 5.
It's a lot. Whatever it is. Do you want that small percentage to be your family members that have died? No, but no. Think of it. Our Dr. Madi has said, Dr. Madi from Harvard, who we've had on the show, Dr. Madi has said that our ICUs are still not doing well. It's eased off in regards to the COVID units inside the hospitals, but our ICUs are not doing well, and it's going to be on the rise, guys. Look at all the students that have contracted coronavirus since they opened up schools this fall semester. Some 3,500, some 3,000 professors. And yeah, man, and people say, well, the students are going to be okay. So it's okay to give our staff on campus a death sentence? A death sentence? Is that okay? Just because most of the kids are going to be okay? Doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't. Yeah, at first we thought no middle school sports until after December. Because they keep on changing the rules. They keep on changing the start line, guys. They keep on changing the finish line as well. Every weekend, man. You know what? Every second, third day, there's a flip-flopping going around all over the place. Don't you all remember that flip-flopping Philip put up a post out there that said, hey, guys, congratulations. Congratulations. We got the green light. No distance learning all the way till January 2021, like Erasmo said. Was it true? No. It wasn't true. It wasn't true. What's it going to take? What's it going to take? Please, parents, protect your children. Their safety is up to us. How many BISD lives is it going to take? And Tanya, you're right. I mean, look, guys, when they started to file for the second waiver, which is on this agenda, when they started to file for the second waiver, guys, when they started filing for the second waiver, guys, they shared with us that 11 people had passed away. 11 people had passed away. In the, 11 people, had, 11 people,
And
11
I'm
people
sorry.
had, 11 people had passed away in the district. 11 people had passed away in the district. And again, where's the transparency?
There is none. You're like, it's like you said right now, Erasmo. They said they applied for the second waiver, right?
Yeah.
Well, on the agenda, I don't know if you want to touch base on the agenda already. You know, I can bring it up. And it says, this is what it says, Erasmo. Number one, recommend approval to authorize the superintendent to submit to TEA a board, listen to the word, a board approved second waiver request to extend distance learning from October 21, 2020 to November 20, 2020. Where is that request?
Well, this is the third, fourth, sixth. You see, this is where it gets very, very confusing, guys.
Right, and it does. But if you go back to TA, they have one request, right? Which is the first 4 weeks, starting from the school date,
Well,
right?
this is where it gets confusing. The first 4 weeks were already authorized. The first waiver, the first waiver that needed to be submitted was the waiver that we have been trying to find where the district actually submitted that waiver for the second 4 weeks that were going to start after September 28th. So
Mm-hmm.
after September 28th, and we were going to go September till October. Now the next waiver for the 4-1 is the one that they're going to vote on this meeting, which is the second waiver. But again, the waiver doesn't mean anything when you still already have individuals coming onto campus.
Right.
It's not slowing down the process. They're actually have to vote for the second waiver in order to be able to submit it to TEA. They have to vote for the second waiver.
But they're claiming here, and the way the language is written, is that they had a board approved second waiver request. When was that board approved second waiver request done? It was not. It has not. So are they trying to cover up something, and this is why they're forcing all the teachers to go back and forcing the schools to go back because they failed to get that waiver approved? Is that what they're trying to cover?
Or
Is that why the push, so much of the push is going on? Because they failed to submit for that request?
well, the board has to submit. The board has to vote on it. The board has to approve the waiver request that the administration is going to submit in regards to the second four. Again, and it is really, really very, very confusing. But one of the reasons why it's very confusing is because there's been no transparency, guys. There's been no transparency. There has been no sharing of information from Minerva Peña, from Flip Flopping Philip. And when Flip Flopping Philip submits information, it's all wrong. And then he has to edit it, modify it, and it's still wrong. And there's absolutely no information from Little Eddie because he doesn't even know what's going on 75-80% of the time. He doesn't, guys. Does not have a concept or clue of what's going on. And that is very, very frustrating to watch because by now, anyone that's sitting on that damn board for as long as he has should have caught on as to regards to the process of what you do. What I found very concerning in regards to this agenda was there's no item in regards to about the Salazar's contract. There's no item. Philip Cowan submitted a request in order to start going out for bids in regards to replacing the attorney. It was placed by him. It was seconded by Fritzy Roca-Tipton. Well, when they went to go oversee the agenda, Minerva Peña and Little Eddie, they pulled the item. They pulled the item from the agenda. Minerva Peña and Little Eddie pulled the item from the agenda. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting, guys. Minerva Peña is out there receiving money from Baltasar Salazar in order to run her campaign. It's going to send out some mail outs. Look, Baltasar Salazar is going to throw crap against Carlos, against Frankie, against myself. No doubt. Against Coach Joe Rod, against Marisa Leal. There's no doubt. I'm surprised there hasn't been an article in the Herald talking crap yet. Should have already been out. Throw it out. But guys, that is the kind of dirty politics, the type of squirrel maneuvers that they try to use. With that said, I'm going to go back to something they said a long time ago. The most powerful individual at the district is Baltasar Salazar. The most powerful individual is Baltasar Salazar.
I think it's very telling whenever there was a back and forth as to Mr. Salazar's position. We first saw how board member Laura Perez Reyes put an agenda item up for discussion. And it was apparent that, she didn't have the numbers. Now, with election 10 days, 9 days away, early voting, we thought that the current board members up for re-election would do everything possible to try and say, hey, look what we're doing. But what happened from then to now? Was there a meeting of the minds? Were promises made? What's the reason why this wasn't fulfilled? And again, we have heard Mr. Philip Cowan state that he wants the new board to take action on Mr. Baltasar Salazar's contract. My question is, does Mr. Philip Cowan not have confidence in his candidacy for this upcoming election? Why doesn't he take a stance now instead of later? Because if he's throwing the buck onto the new board and he feels that he's going to win this election, why doesn't he take that stance now? Because if he's confident he's going to win in November the 3rd, so what's the difference between making the decision back then to November the 3rd? Same thing. They're just kicking the can down the road, so to speak. So I would have wanted either a yes or a no, a vote across the board to see where everybody stands. But for whatever reason, it was pulled. They wanted more information. It's politics. I understand it. But people elected to that board are voted in to take a stance. Sometimes making tough decisions is hard. It's very, very hard. It's hard to go against the current. And that's why I commend Miss Perez Reyes for going against that wave. It's not easy. But I would have wanted for it to be placed back on the agenda and vote on it once and for all to see where everybody stands.
Well, it goes back to the same issue. I mean, he is still the most powerful individual at the district. And again, it's not, look, a well-oiled ship, cannot continue on its course in regards to where it needs to go if the captain spends his time asleep at the helm. The captain needs to be behind that little wheel that goes round and round. I don't know what it's called. The stern something. I don't know. The people that are rowing have to be on the sides rowing. Everyone has their part, guys. But when you have a board attorney that is more powerful than the superintendent, more powerful than any elected individual on that board, because again, I've shared with you, he came after myself. He's gone after Laura Perez Reyes. He's gone after anyone that stands in his way. So again, guys, it's not going to surprise me to see articles in the Herald. It's not going to surprise me to see mail outs going out. It's not going to surprise me to see Otis Powers putting little flyers on damn windows again. It's not going to surprise me, guys. Nothing surprises me. But who reads the Herald anyway? It's a piece of trash. It's garbage. It's crap paper. Crap paper for the damn birds that my sister has in her office. That crap, 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 crap. That's the only good thing that Brownsville Herald's for. Crap paper. And sometimes it's not even good for that because they crap so much it makes a little hole, goes down on the floor. It's yucko. Frankie, what do you think about the birds in your mom's office?
No comment.
Hey guys, it is Sunday, guys. Let's start off the week on some positivity out here, guys. This is the last week of campaigning. What are y'all planning to do, Carlos? What are you planning to do for campaigning, Carlos?
Same thing we've been doing. Pushing our narrative forward, making sure that people know, as many people as we can contact, to let them know what changes we're going to do day one. And I think we've been very open about it and forthcoming of what changes that need to be done. And we've been listening to the experts, the frontline workers. What is it that they need? I know that any of you look at the agenda, Erasmo, all of it is a bunch of, let's hurry up and get some of this stuff done because elections coming in. You got these people meeting at the mall with the bus drivers. Let's give them a raise. Let's go give this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Why didn't they do that before, Erasmo? Why are they waiting the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks of election to be able to give them what they should have gotten months ago? Yet they still don't hit the priority, which is their safety. They can get all the raises they want. But if they're not protected at the school, how are they going to spend the money that they given them? So this again, they try to fluff up. They try to throw smoke and mirrors and make it all nice and pretty right now. But ultimately, Erasmo, they're not taking care of them. This current board has voted on taking away the step increases for the teachers. The fight that was one of the strongest by the organization BEST, which is Patrick Camus and Alvaro Alegria. Now they're okay with letting that go. I just don't understand that, Erasmo. They're
crazy.
Okay with doing away with all this stuff, increasing their pay by pennies, yet increasing their insurance by dollars. I just don't understand it. We're going to keep talking the truth. We're going to keep throwing out what they don't want to hear. The smoke and mirrors doesn't work. There's a lot of smart people in the district that have their eyes open because of the stuff that we've been presenting to them and telling them on a daily basis. So when they come to November the 3rd to vote, or we're trying to get everybody on October 13th, right, is make sure they vote for change. No incumbents and no appointees.
Yeah. Frankie, the other night, Erasmo was very eloquent, very handsome, and very not fat, and gave us, the voters, a message as we prepared for the voting process. What can you, as a candidate for BISD School Board, tell us as we prepare to place our votes?
Good question, Mr. Rodriguez. We've said it time and time again. This election is very important, one like no other. We have seen how this district has not adhered to the recommendations and the wants and the needs of our community. If the community is satisfied with what has been going on, vote for our opponents. If the community wants to be part of a process, vote for us. We have the blessing of having a platform where we come on every night and we provide the latest information to our community. I have heard, Mr. Rodriguez, time and time again, how employees, people within our community, the city of Brownsville, have said, thank you for what you do, because we hear it from you before we hear it from the district or before we hear it from other avenues. This is a great way for us to take back our community. It is important for the voters to understand that together we will make a change. Place 2, place 5, and place 7 is not ours as a candidate. It will be ours as a community. That is something that we have been very vocal about since I personally announced my candidacy, that place 2 will be us as a community. It will be our seat. This is a great way. Brownsville Talk has been a great way for a community to come together, ask questions from doctors, from our mayor, people within our city that have the answers. That's something that BISD has not done for us. They talk about transparency. They talk about accessibility. I can guarantee you that we have been accessible through this platform every night at 9 p.m. We have been transparent in every sense of the word. You have a question? Go ahead and ask. That's something that Erasmo from the very beginning has told us. Whatever gets asked, whatever gets posted will be asked, and we have to answer. That is what our community wants. No more backroom dealings. Our community deserves to know the information while it's hot, because information is power. So my message to the voters, if you want to be part of the process, these 3 individuals on your screen are the ones you should vote for. Together, we will bring the change that is so desperately needed within BISD, but most importantly, for the city of Brownsville.
Oh, this is listen with their numbers. Why are their numbers missing? Let me tell you, it's a crap show right now, and I'm not just talking that the sewer line that broke at Glass Palace, but there's a crap show going on at the main office. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't. And I'm going to say that a lot of it has to do because a lot of the board members, the corrupt board members, who have not been transparent, as they are scared to death because they're going to start to prepare to go to court. And guess who paid for their attorneys? You did.
We did.
Yeah. You paid for their attorneys.
Yep.
O sea, let me say this in Spanish. Te jambaron la lana y luego te quitaron más lana para defenderse porque te quitaron la lana. So they screwed you over twice. They screwed our community over twice, guys. And there's no money for raises, nothing substantial. There's no money for proper PPE. We don't have enough puntos calientes. But they have enough money to give Rene Gutierrez an extension to his contract, a $13,000 raise, and to get attorneys for Minerva Peña and for Prissy and for Drew. And for Baltasar Salazar. Get attorneys for them to represent them. After they stole your money, they helped Sylvia steal your money, and then they take more of your money to represent them because they stole your money. I mean, am I living in bizarro world? Am I living in Timbuktu? Not much. Frankie, last words.
Happy Sunday, guys. I wish everybody a great start to their week. We're at the final stretch of this race for early voting. After that, it's going to be 3 weeks and then election on November the 3rd, Tuesday, election night. I remind you, what is it that we want as a community? Do we want to be part of the process? Do we want to be informed? I know we all know the answer. Where have our opponents been? They have not been accessible. They have not been transparent. I'm so excited for this race because I see a change coming. I see that we are part of a movement, of a wave that's coming towards BISD. The teachers have been very vocal. Counselors, employees, community members, they know it's coming. It's only a matter of time. Thank you so much, guys, for your patience. We are going to be having another event. We'll be throwing out the details very, very soon. We're very excited. I'm very excited for this upcoming election, guys. We've put our heart, our soul into it, and it's all because we want to be part of a process that brings positive change within our district. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. You guys have a good night and a good start of your week.
Thank you. Carlos, what is your platform or plan on changing BISD? How do you plan to make change? What part of BISD do you want to change?
I mean, those are a lot of questions, but I think my platform is to make sure that the priority is the safety of all BIZ staff and students. First and foremost, I think that's to need to be a priority on everybody's agenda. And what plans do I plan to change? Making sure that superintendent starts working. They want to cut from the bottom, which should not be the tool or the plan at all. The people who are doing the work are the people at the bottom level, the frontline guys. And that's just not right. I think what needs to be done is he needs to look within his administration and figure out where the cuts need to be made, but not at the lower level. Those are the individuals that are doing the most work and the hardest work, and they're at risk. I said, what I want to change more than anything is making sure that the priority is number one for the school district, respect for all teachers, and bring back the step increases for the teachers that are already there. It was already in the budget. It was already budgeted. It was already there. People knew how much they were going to get paid as long as they followed that step increases. That should be brought back. That's a total disrespect to every individual in the school district when they remove that from them. Now they don't even know how much they're going to get paid. So go back and look at those. I think those are the priorities. I think the first and foremost, number one, safety for everybody. Everybody needs to stay home until we figure this out. Instead of forcing people back into the school where they're constantly getting sick and attributing this virus and then being sent home and not being protected. Erasmo? I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do, and I don't think we have the time right now to say it, but maybe we can have another forum. I wish I could have little Eddie out here so we can ask the same questions and see his answers. He's there now, Erasmo, Frankie. He's there right now. He can make those changes. They don't have to wait for me to come in November the 3rd. But I believe me, I will make those changes, and I'll be very vocal about it. He has the opportunity to make those changes right now, and he has refused to do it. He's taken away the step increases for the teachers, and he's forcing them to go back.
Oh, yes, I agree. Do you notice that some members? Yeah, I mean, Minerva Peña still calls it a hoax. The only reason she's not calling it a hoax anymore is because of the campaign. It's the only reason. She wants your vote. She's a piece of trash. Minerva Peña is a piece of trash. Little Eddie's a piece of trash. And you know what, guys? It's time. It's time to no incumbents come back. No one currently sitting on the board should come back. The decisions that they've made have decimated our district, our community, have placed our students and staff in harm's way. Yeah, enough's enough, folks. Enough's enough. What we've had has not been working. Drew and Prissy were complicit with Sylvia Atkinson. Little Eddie was handpicked by Sylvia Atkinson. What more do you want? And these people still tienen la vergüenza that still request your vote to come back to serve themselves from the community's resources. Guys, after they got attorneys they paid for attorneys with your money to defend them. And Sylvia's case is coming on the 15th. There should be a trial on this Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Some hearing this Wednesday, but then on the 15th it should start. So let me tell you, it's going to be kind of hard dealing with early voting and her trial, but we'll find a way. Guys, tomorrow morning at 9:00 in the morning, see you here, guys. We have been here for an hour. Can you imagine? Most teachers want to go back. That's not true. Some teachers do want to go back. I'm going to say this. All teachers want to go back. Most teachers think that it's not safe. Some teachers, despite not being safe, want to go back. There's ways to accommodate. There's ways to go 50-50.
They can have volunteers go back. That's not a problem. They want to go,
Yes, guys, have a great Sunday evening. Great start of the week. Tomorrow morning, 9:00 here in the morning. We'll see you. We'll talk. We'll converse. Be safe out there. Social distance. Hand sanitizer. Wipes. Whatever you need to do, guys. Wash those hands and come pick up some damn cookies. Este, have a great week. Be good to each other and continue